Great news, great news. The reaffirmation of the Bill of Rights rally is finally done and in the can. Oh my God, I can't even tell you how much of a nightmare this thing was. The biggest problem I had, like I mentioned in a previous video, was the fact that I was working with new software I hadn't done before, and to top that off, I had a whole new format that I was working with too. When I was doing one camera, it was actually on HD, and the other camera was actually on standard, so the software I was using was a little bit different. So I had to use Adobe Premiere Elements to be able to work with that, and it was a whole learning process because I haven't really used it before. So it's been a real interesting day. The cool thing is, after I got all that said and done, I ended up the Brothers in Arms video that I shot back in February. I've been waiting to learn to use this learning curve, so after I finish this rally, I can start using some of the effects and the graphics that the Adobe offers, as opposed to the other editor I've been using for a while, which is Womble. Womble's a really great basic editor, and I've pretty much reached the limits of that thing and everything it could stand for, but now I'm working with some better stuff. I like to eventually work on Vegas. I've dated a gal once whose daughter was really proficient in that. Let me tell you what, that's a nice toy. I like to learn how to play that sucker. That was pretty sweet. So, but nevertheless. So the reaffirmation of the Bill of Rights rally is complete and in the can and turned in for broadcast. So I'm hoping it's going to debut around prime time, around 7 o'clock, probably the beginning of the last week of August. Now, actually, I'm tentatively looking at doing another rally. Not as long, obviously. This one was pretty long. It clocked in over 3 hours and 38 minutes. It was actually a little bit longer originally, but I had to trim it down. Plus, it includes a trailer to Dan Sullivan's Article 17 film that he's shooting, and actually we and I are talking about including me in the film as well with an interesting part. So it's a recurring miniseries, actually, and it's going to be interesting. So we're kind of looking at some of the issues on that. So talking script ideas and things of that nature, so it's going to be pretty interesting. All right, so that's definitely some good news. I'm sick of looking at this damn thing. I've had so many things pop up, just occupying my time and other things like that, that I've been able to focus a lot of time on getting this done. Plus, we had a lot of editing problems. There was a glitch in one of the footage I was using, so it only rendered up to about 2/3 of the show, and it would stop. I mean, it was just a complete clusterfuck. But once we figured out what was wrong with it, we were able to cut out like 8 seconds of footage of what was holding it up. It went through like a breeze. Plus, I had to make an actual separate broadcast version for the parameters of the channel, so I had to wait to render that too. So it's going to be pretty sweet. Now, this will be in full crisp digital version. We're looking at putting it on DVD and hopefully available for sale this fall through the SpringboardTeaParty.com website. We're actually looking at starting the actual store up, so we'll have some items that will be available for sale in there, as well as actual Tea Party items such as the DVD rally and any other future rally or other meetings that we may have that we'll shoot for video and air. Again, t-shirts and other merchandise that will be available as well, so we're looking at some pretty good stuff. Upcoming event, we're going to be at Sidewalk Saturdays next Saturday, August the 10th. There on Main Street. So we're doing that again. This time we've got a canopy set up and everything else. So we've got a really nice little apparatus. I took some pictures of this beta testing that we're slapping together, how we're going to do it on the Tea Party Facebook page. Look up facebook.com/SpringboardTeaParty and you can see some pics to that. So that'll be pretty cool. Trying to think what else is coming up. Well, like I said, we're kind of looking at doing another rally here in September before it starts getting cold, so we can cover some of these issues and be able to get a bunch of stuff hammered out on things that's going on there. Again, we'll probably slip it down to no more than 8 speakers, probably a little less, so we can keep it a little bit more focused. But we wanted to cover a whole myriad of issues in the last rally and get it hammered out. But we got it on video, so that's all that matters. So the content and the speeches is what matters, as opposed to worrying about any crowd shots or any crap like that. We weren't pressed about, because the forecast that day when we shot the rally looked like it was going to rain almost the whole rally. Like the first half hour was clear, and after that, nothing but rain. But we lucked out. It only rained for like maybe 35-40 minutes total but it rained enough that we had to turn the camera around and shoot it from down the stage as opposed to off the stage. But it worked out good. A lot of the people that stayed around, they wanted to see us covering the issues that we did. So it was the content that mattered the most, and it didn't matter if we had a huge crowd or a small crowd. It mattered is the actual content of the speeches, and each speaker had a unique perspective of what they were talking about, which is what I picked them for, and they honed their topic in 110% on each one. So nevertheless, anyone who watches the video, whether it be on the original broadcast that's coming up or future viewings on YouTube, the content is there, that it covers the issues. So that's all that matters. So it's really good. So I'm trying to think of some other things that are coming up. Oh, there's that overpasses for impeachment for Obama event that's coming up all across the nation. I haven't decided if I'm going to join forces with some of the group that's doing up in Dayton, looking around I-70 around 202. Think about joining just to make a larger presence, or maybe doing it here at Austin Pike, here in Springboro, but I don't think we get very many people, even though that is a very busy thoroughfare in and of its own right. So I don't really want to divide our forces. If we can have a much larger impact by having a larger group, and then as the first one, then maybe doing a second one later on before it gets cold. We're kind of hammering over the details now, but it's coming up this Tuesday, August the 6th, I believe, 2 different shifts, morning and night. So I'm kind of going on the Facebook page group there that they got going on for it and seeing if we want to do it as a bigger group in one location or maybe divide the forces. I don't know. I think if we do it again, then we can probably hit more people because we can get more people to do it and have more time to schedule people to do it. So I don't know. Everything's up in the air, but definitely shows a lot of things that's going on. Recently, LaRouche has been here in the area gathering signatures to help garner impeachment for Obama. They were in Springboro a couple days ago. And actually, I was on my way to get some stuff done, but I come back and ask them how long they're going to be there. They were supposed to be there till about 5 o'clock, which would give me time to come back, but I got caught up in some of the editing of some of the video I was doing, so I didn't get a chance to get back down there and sign up. But I will contact LaRouche and find out where their next little grouping is, and I will be signing that because we definitely need to bring up articles of impeachment against the usurper because the fact that just his actions alone, regardless of his question of eligibility, his actions alone warrant impeachment. And we should have impeached Bush. Kucinich was right to bring up the impeachment charges against Bush because by definition he's a war criminal, not just internationally but domestically. But one of the main statements that he brought up during the impeachment process, which to me was totally impeachable offense, was his using of signing statements as a line item veto. And Kucinich was right on this because of the fact that he basically says, I'm going to selectively enforce this law, this part of the law, and not this part of the law, using signing statements. I don't give a damn who's in the White House, what party affiliation you are, if you're an independent, which God forbid might that ever happen. But the simple fact that he listed and enumerated the crimes that were impeachable offenses, which by definition should have been impeached. So that's definitely an issue there, but I think we definitely need to get this ball rolling before this fucker gets another full term in the Oval Office and basically gets away with murder. Just the fact that he's allowed drones to kill innocent people in Pakistan, which is by definition a war crime, is just absolutely outrageous. And they wanted to put us in the international criminals courts, but at the same time, why isn't this fucker being tried for crimes against humanity? And he's given Nobel Peace Prize before he even done anything? It just shows you how bullshit it is, and it totally diminishes what the Peace Prize is all about. So this is bullshit. Snowden, as well as Bradley Manning, should be given the Peace Prize because of the fact they've tried to blow whistles on what the fuck our own government's doing, not only in our people, but also our allies, as well as our quote-unquote enemies internationally. This is bullshit. So there's definitely some issues going on there, so we got to take care of that. Okay, well, again, I'll post the details as soon as the video is ready for air, and hopefully it should air again the last week of August. Sorry it's taking so long, but it's just learning new software, and we had a glitch in the footage, and we were able to figure out what it was. But I'm actually looking at doing a making of rally video, which will probably be about 15 minutes long or so, about how it took so long to get this thing, how we put the stuff together, etc., etc., and I think that'll be a pretty interesting behind-the-scenes thing as well. I'm actually looking at doing a trailer for this thing next week, so we can kind of get a buzz going before it actually airs. So look for that to be uploaded on the Tea Party page, as well as Sonny Thomas Show page on YouTube as well. All right, websites: SpringboroTeaParty.com.org, Council of Conservative Citizens of Ohio, which is cfccohio.org, the Council of Conservative Citizens at cfcc.org, SonnyThomas.com, and also look up thehmd.com, which is my music website. Other offhand websites to look at: Infowars.com, PersonPlanet.tv, ResistNWO.com, and also AnimalGrace.com, HomelandMusic.com, and FintanBand.com. Cilantro Mahal.